I'm Azrienoch, this is XDA TV, and you don't know it, but I am a public supporter of people self-disemboweling before they go professing shit they don't understand. After all, disembowelment is the only way to examine the shit before it spews. Think about it. It's week 44 of 2011. Forums were added for the Nokia Lumia 800, the Motorola Atrix 2 and Droid Razr, the HTC Vivid and Rezound, and the new Barnes & Noble Nook tablet. For Android this week, Chainfire made CF root for the Galaxy Note. The Galaxy Nexus got dumped, rumors leaked of the first quad-core phone by HTC called the Edge, and a recovery image was posted for the HTC Rezound. Also, I slapped HTC around a little bit for their poor choices regarding the Rezound. Go read that article. You'll like it. On the Windows side, Justin Angel began work on a Pandora app for Windows Phone 7. Sandman01 wrote a guide to cooking up WP7 ROMs. And the Chevron team is back, working with Microsoft to bring you Chevron WP7. So now you can sideload apps. Thank God for a way around Zoom. Before we get into the last thing for this week, Green, a kernel developer for the CyanogenMod touchpad team, finally got legal help concerning Hewlett-Packard. We posted the letter that his lawyers sent to HP. They're hoping that HP will just publish the kernel source code without court intervention. But they said they're willing to go that far if HP refuses. Now, there was a surprising amount of backlash to that article. Some people saying that it was a waste of time or a non-issue. Others said things like, if you think that's bad, you should check out this or that company that's clearly mass distributing and refuses to publish the kernel source code. Well, now that's interesting. I knew some manufacturers were slow to publish the kernel source code, but I didn't know of any that just outright refused. To the people who think it's a waste of time, look, the GPL is obviously not taken as seriously as it needs to be. Hewlett-Packard is a high-profile vendor, and a clear message needs to be sent. To the other criticism, I have an idea. What if I started a very public list of Android vendors who are in varying degrees of GPL violation? I know that gplviolations.org already handles all this, but this would be a list specific to Android. I would need your help to keep the list updated and complete, but people could submit a GPL violation, present evidence for it, I'd review them, and the list would show how long each company had been in violation. Tell me what you think of the idea in the comments. So, last thing for this week, Adobe announced that they won't be working on Flash for mobile devices anymore. And people are in an uproar for, what I can tell, two reasons. First, because Android fanboys no longer have that selling point, and second, because Apple fanboys are saying that Steve Jobs was right. Actually, something tells me that those are both the same problem. Me? I think everybody should self-disembowel. Here, I'll help you. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. First off, wasn't this the whole point of HTML5? Pretty sure it was. It wouldn't have happened so quickly if Google hadn't been pushing so hard for its adoption everywhere. Anyone who is blindsided by the death of Flash was blind in the first place. Second, they're stopping development. You still have what they developed already, and that should carry you all the way through to the end of Flash entirely. Third, do you really think Apple was the reason they stopped development? Android is popular enough by itself to keep mobile Flash going. Adobe would have stopped development in the face of HTML5 whether the iPhone supported mobile Flash or not. Fourth, to the Apple fanboys, if all Steve Jobs was right about was the death of Flash, fine, so what? I was right about it too, way back in the day when I was looking at ebook readers. Never got one because of it. And that was before Steve Jobs talked about it in 2010. That's actually the fifth thing. The iPhone didn't support Flash 3 years before Steve Jobs had anything to be right about. And that's the moral of the news this week. Just because Steve Jobs didn't put Flash on the iPhone doesn't make him right. Flash was standard for web development, and all he did was deprive you of a full internet experience. By that same reasoning, I could say the world needed me, and I deprived you all of my birth until I became relevant. Now that I'm here, the world's saved. You're welcome. That is the sort of bullshit prophecy messiahs are made of. Steve Jobs was no messiah. You're just a fanboy that still doesn't have Flash on their phone, and you're just happy that now your deprivation means a little bit less. That's what's really going on with your shit. You can put your bowels back. Again, I'm Azrienoch, and this is XDA TV.